August 15th, 1945. Japan is in ruins. 2 atomic bombs have erased entire cities from the map. The country is on its knees, humiliated, starving, and surrounded by ashes. In that moment, the voice of Emperor Hiro breaks the silence through the radio. He does not ask for revenge. He does not scream in rage. Instead, he utters a phrase that would change a nation's DNA forever. We must endure the unendurable and suffer what is unsufferable. Have you ever felt like life is hitting you so hard that you simply can't take it anymore? That feeling where stress, loss, or injustice are suffocating you, and all you want to do is scream, give up, or break something? We live in an era where sharing what we feel is easy and immediate. If something hurts, we post it. If someone bothers us, we express it. If a job becomes difficult, we look to change it. And while opening up can be valuable, there is a difference between expressing ourselves and constantly depending on that venting just to stay upright. Because when every discomfort needs to come out instantly, we lose something vital: the ability to contain, process, and strengthen ourselves from within. This is where Gaman appears. Not as emotional denial, nor as forced silence, not as resignation either. It is something else. It is internal discipline. It is holding oneself with dignity when discomfort cannot be avoided. It is choosing not to break at the first impact. Gaman doesn't ask you to stay silent forever. It teaches you not to react on impulse, to resist without losing yourself, to maintain control when the environment becomes chaotic. Because sometimes, true strength isn't in saying everything, but in knowing when to hold it, transform it, and move forward without losing your center. In the West, enduring is often seen as something sad, as if you were a martyr with no options. But in Japan, Gaman is an honor. It is absolute mastery over the ego. Imagine you are a freediver in the middle of a storm. The water is freezing, your lungs are burning, and the surface seems miles away. You have 2 options: panic, let out your air and die, or practice Gaman, to stay calm in the center of the pain, to save every ounce of energy, not because you are weak, but because you know the storm is not eternal. It's not about enduring pain for masochism. It's enduring so that the pain doesn't transform you into something you're not. It's deciding that even if life is unfair, you will not lose your center. It is a wall you build around your character. To understand the power of Gaman, look at what happened in 2011 after the Fukushima tsunami. Any other place in the world would have exploded into chaos, looting, screaming, fighting over food, uncontrolled desperation. But in the streets of Japan, the silence was absolute. Endless lines of people waiting for food in the snow without a single complaint. Elders giving up their spots to the young. People who had lost their entire families yet still bowed to the rescuers. That is not a lack of feeling. It is the belief that your personal pain should not be a burden to the rest of society. Gaman teaches you that your right to complain ends where your neighbor's peace begins. Most of us are slaves to our emotions. Someone insults us in traffic and our afternoon is ruined. The boss gives us unfair criticism and we spend 3 days ruminating on hate. If you have a problem, don't run to tell 10 people looking for validation. You keep it. You process it. Practicing Gaman is learning to be comfortable in discomfort. It's finishing that boring task without sighing. It's listening to criticism and not immediately jumping to defend your ego. It is choosing resilience over complaining. But beware, every poison is medicine in the right dose, and every medicine is poison if you exceed it. There is a shadow to this philosophy. In Japan, the excess of Gaman has led to phenomena like karoshi, death by overwork. People who endured so much, who silenced their exhaustion for so long that their bodies simply shut down. Hearts that burst because they didn't allow themselves to say enough. Gaman is not ignoring that you are hurt. It is knowing when the wound is a lesson and when it is a death sentence. Real wisdom consists of distinguishing between the sacrifice that builds you and the sacrifice that annihilates you. If you are enduring a toxic situation that destroys your soul just out of pride, that is not Gaman, that is foolishness. True Gaman is practiced to protect something valuable, your family, your future, or your honor. If there is no purpose behind the silence, you are just a prisoner of your own stubbornness. In metallurgy, for iron to become steel, it must be struck and subjected to extreme heat. If the metal could scream, it would. But it is precisely that punishment, that unbearable pressure, that rearranges its atoms to make it unbreakable. You are that metal. Every time you choose to practice Gaman, you stop being a fragile person and become someone who can walk through fire without getting burned. Patience is not the ability to wait. It is the ability to maintain a good attitude while waiting. When you stop seeking immediate relief, you begin to develop a long-term vision. You stop living for right now and start living for always. It is said that in Japan, the face is a shield. Maintaining a calm expression when there is a fire inside is a form of charity toward others. It's not contaminating the environment with your negativity. But it is also a psychological weapon. In a negotiation, in a conflict, or in a crisis, the one who loses their cool first loses the battle. The person who can stare at chaos without blinking is the one who ends up dominating the situation. Your silence confuses the enemy. Your calm terrifies the one trying to provoke you. We live in a world that is crumbling under the weight of emotional fragility. Everything offends us, everything stresses us, everything seems unbearable.
But today, you've learned that you have a choice. You can keep being that person who breaks at the first sign of difficulty, or you can start forging your character. The next time you feel like you're going to explode, stop. Feel the fire in your chest, but don't let it out through your mouth. Breathe. Endure that extra second. Observe the power of not reacting. Tell me in the comments, what is that situation in your life that you are going to start facing with Gaman today? Don't complain, just name it. Give a name to your resistance. Thank you for staying until the end of this reflection. Subscribe if you are ready to stop being a victim and start being a mountain.